Hi, everyone. Welcome to our weekly devotion. Trust that things are going well for you. I'm kind of glad that I didn't live and work whenever Jesus was ministering here on the earth. I would never have made a good carpenter, and most likely I would have been an even worse fisherman, if I'm honest with you. My fishing experiences have never been good. If I stand on the shore, I catch cold. If I go out in a fishing boat, generally I get seasick. So I can somewhat relate to the words of the disciples in John 21, verse 3, where Peter excitedly says to his fellow disciples and fellow fishermen, I'm going fishing. To which they replied, We'll come along too. So they all get into a fishing boat. But amazingly, that night, as these seasoned fishermen go out there, they catch nothing. I kind of know how they feel, although they're more likely embarrassed than what I would be myself because they're actual fishermen. They're supposed to know how to catch fish. For a lot of them, this is their profession. Pretty embarrassing to return to shore with absolutely no catch. Maybe that's kind of what kept them out there all night. Embarrassment. Then, as day breaks, they look to the shore, and through the early morning light, they can just about make out someone who they believe to be Jesus. And he calls to the fishermen, Do you have any fish? To which James offers the somewhat embarrassed reply, No. Then Jesus from the shore tells them to put down their nets on the right side of the boat and you'll get fish. Now, I can't see that advice making any sense to these seasoned professional fishermen because fish swim all around the boat. It makes no sense. But here's the interesting thing they listened and they did what Jesus said. And guess what? They got their fish, a bulging net full of fish. And once they got to shore, Jesus was there preparing breakfast for them. Sometimes your day can kind of be like that. It just isn't going right according to your plan. But if we listen to Jesus, we discover that if we follow his advice, things often change for us. Things turn around somehow. It's a big step to trust the instructions of someone from afar. But whenever you know that the one speaking is actually Jesus, it's well worth listening. And it's well worth doing what he calls or tells us to do. We need to be like the disciples. We need to be like the fishermen and do exactly what Jesus tells us to do. Today is not going to call out from the shoreline to our boat of life, if you want. Instead, by his Spirit, he encourages us to read his word, the Bible. And as we read that living book, Jesus speaks to us, the Bible speaks to us. Paul says this of Jesus in Ephesians chapter 1, verses 11 and 12. Jesus, he works all things according to the counsel of his will, to the praise of his glory. So he's honoring himself, but he's using us. In John 15, verse 11, Jesus says, These things I've spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, that your joy may be full. I want to put my joy in you because when my joy is in you, your joy will be full. Can you imagine the joy of the fishing disciples as they pulled in their overloaded nets? Would have been amazing. I suspect they were ecstatic. I expect they were overjoyed. I expect their joy was completely full. And do you want to know why that was? It was because they listened to Jesus whenever he spoke and they followed his instructions. As we go about life today, let's take time and listen to our Lord as he speaks to us through his word, the Bible. And let's act on his words. And let's be prepared to be incredibly happy and incredibly blessed because Jesus has spoken to us and Jesus is directing the course of our day. Be blessed as you walk with Jesus today. Thanks for listening and have a great day.